Well, hey everybody. I really wasn't planning on even talking about this. I didn't realize that it was going to affect me. Have you ever had one of those years where you just feel like everything's at you personally? I don't know. I'm feeling that a little bit. I'm feeling a little attacked. Losing my job at NASA was one thing. I'm trying to reboot my career, and now this DJI thing, right? Now, some of you may be aware of this, and you may have already done the research. I just did it today. I thought this DJI ban was specifically focused on the drones. And, I get it from a national security perspective. I could see why the drones could present a problem. They do send their stuff up to a cloud. They do an excellent job of surveying the landscape and then sending that back up to a cloud. I get that there could be some issues there, some concern. But I thought, I should check into this and see if it's going to affect all of the other wonderful products that I love from DJI. Now, before we get there, let's back up a second. If you're not familiar with what's going on with the drone, and I know I'm coming at you like a newscaster today, I'm a little feeling newscastery because this is frustrating. Let's back up. So there was a drone ban that was talked about and was going to be implemented, and it's happened. I got this information from a website called Tech Radar, and I'll put the screenshots up on the screen, but I printed this old-timey style on paper so I could share this information with you. I wanted to read it exactly verbatim. So, under the fiscal year 25 National Defense Authorization Act, Congress set December 23rd, which has passed now, 2025, as the deadline for a national security audit of DJI. That audit was not completed, and according to DJI, it never even started because no U.S. agency was ever assigned to conduct it, despite the company all but begging for something to happen. And thus the company, along with all foreign drone companies, has now been added to the Federal Communications Covered List. That's, as it says, bureaucratic speak for a de facto ban on all new DJI products entering the U.S. market. Now, I thought this was specifically for the drones. That was my initial concern. Now, before we go further, there is good news. If you already own a DJI product, I love these cameras. I love these microphones. I love my gimbal and my drones. But I was willing to be, okay, on the drones, we'll figure something out. These are tools I use all the time. The good news is you'll still be able to use any drone gimbal that you already own. Your DJI Mic 2 won't suddenly stop recording, your DJI Mic Mini 4 won't be grounded, and your DJI Osmo Mobile 6 won't become a paperweight. That's what we need to remember now. Now, that's concerning right away. Like, oh wait, what are you talking about? These are of concern? Basically, what's happening is that DJI wouldn't be able to launch new products because they require FCC certification. However, products that have already been certified and that are in the retail pipeline could still be sold. So it's kind of like gold rush time. That means you have a window to snag that DJI product that you've been eyeing, though inventory would at some point, and perhaps quickly, dry up. So whatever's out, you can still buy, but whatever's out is all there is. There is a possibility. Let me get back to this one. Wait a minute, I missed this. The worst case scenario would be a retroactive ban where the FCC revokes existing product certifications. In that case, the products could be pulled from shelves immediately and no new stock would be imported. Again, this wouldn't affect products you already own, just the ability to buy new ones. The early news reports suggest that we're in the best case scenario. We're in a best case scenario situation with products already on sale and those in use are unaffected. Here's where it gets trickier. Servicing becomes a problem. Warranty becomes a problem. They won't be able to get replacements into this country if they can't bring new units in of the old ones that were approved under this ban. The ban appears to affect DJI's entire product lineup, including drones, gimbals, microphones, action cameras, and filmmaking equipment. DJI makes the best products in these sectors. Everybody knows DJI drones, from the entry level to the vlogger level to Hollywood level. Those drones are some of the best drones on the market. They're stable, they're reliable, good battery life. They do everything you want them to do, and it's hard to find someone who makes one even as good. The same is true, I think. I'm partial to the DJI action cameras. I like these way more than I like GoPros. They just have so much more going for them. And importantly, because the DJI mic can connect directly to it without even getting the receiver involved. So you have a wireless connection from just this little microphone to the camera. Phenomenal. I don't think anybody else is doing it. And I've heard another expert talking about it and saying, look, I get what they're doing. You know, we're trying to get all of this product to be made in the US, and that's grand. The problem is the US is probably a decade or more behind in these products. So anything that you might be able to buy is going to be a huge step backward. I had that in my personal experience, and I'm not trying to bash brands. When I worked at NASA, we weren't allowed to buy anything from any Chinese company. Understandably, security, NASA, got it. But that meant we couldn't buy a DJI gimbal. And so we searched the market and tried to find something that was good. We ended up getting this Manfrotto gimbal. And again, let's take a step back. Manfrotto is an awesome company. I love their tripods. I love a lot of their products. Their gimbal can't hold a candle to the DJI Ronin. I'm sorry. The DJI Ronin is rock solid, affordable, and works like a charm. And I think that's the other thing. This microphone system, this is the Mic Mini. I have the DJI Mic 1. This system, incomplete, with the charging case, the microphones, the connector, the receiver, the whole shebang that works great, is $169. You're not going to get that with this ban. I'm beside myself. So what I'm saying is, you need to start hitting around on Amazon and eBay, whatever you can. If you're a DJI guy and you, or lady, and you want to future-proof your equipment and make sure that you have stuff for the next couple of years till this all gets sorted out, now's probably the time to buy it. I put an order in for an Action 6. I had no intention of buying one anytime soon. But if I can't buy one in the next year or two, well, that's a problem. I love these. I like to be able to use them. And I wanted to future-proof my work. So I said, well, I'm going to jump on it. And fortunately, a lot of the accessories that I already own work with that new camera. But I'm just saying, if you're a DJI fan like I am, now's the time to buy something, because I think it could be a problem. You know, hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you feel about this situation. I'd love to hear how this is going to affect what you do in your productions, from vloggers to, filmmakers here in the US. I'd love to hear what you think about what's going on, and if there's a solution that you have in mind, or if there are products that you're using that you think are just as good and I just don't know about them. You know, I'd love to hear more, because it may be something I need to know about next year or two. So let me know what you think. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.